In today's video, we're going over how you guys can become a movement king in Warzone 2. I'm gonna show you guys all of my favorite tips as well as some of my settings that I like to use to become much better and to just have a really good advantage over a lot of players. So with that being said, if you guys do enjoy today's video and learn something new, make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you guys have any questions for any of the topics in today's video, make sure you guys comment them down below. I would love to touch up on those. I have a controller cam to the right of my screen to show you guys everything I'm doing in real time. So if you guys do want to know what I'm doing, you guys can look to the right of the screen. And just for a quick disclaimer, I do play on a PS4 with the PS4 controller. For the sake of the video, I did plug in my PC just so I can show you guys my hand cam. With that being said, we're going to start things off with slide canceling. Slide canceling is pretty good in Warzone 2. It's not the same as Warzone 1, but it's very effective if you know how to do it right. So the way to slide cancel in Warzone 2 is simply by sprinting forward, sliding, and then YYing. For some reason, when you YY, it allows you to shoot your gun much faster than it would if you just were to slide normally. So if you guys do YY, it's going to allow you to have a pretty good advantage over most of your gunfights. And this can be very useful if you're fighting close range or around a corner, because most players in Warzone 2 are going to expect you to jump around a corner like this. So if you do slide underneath their crosshairs, it can actually give you a really free kill. So to shoot and slide at the same time, you just do the exact same thing, but you go ahead and shoot like this, and there you can go. You guys can see that's like a perfect example. I was able to slide right out of this like pocket area and start shooting this wall instantly. No delay, no time off. You can just instantly start shooting as you're sliding. Now I won't lie, this is actually a little bit more on the difficult side if you guys don't play claw or have bumper jumper tactical. I do play claw myself, so you guys might want to switch to something that is a little bit easier, but if you guys do play default, then this might not be that easy. But yeah, this is actually one of my favorite moves in Warzone 2. It catches people off guard like every single time. They never expect you to slide cancel to a gunfight, so if you guys do try to do that, it's definitely worth it. Alright guys, the next thing we'll talk about in today's video is drop shotting. Drop shotting is very good, probably better than slide canceling, which is really easy for most players. All you have to do is just go prone while you're shooting someone, and this is going to throw their aim assist off a lot. Let's just say someone was right there and I do go drop shot. That you guys can see I drop shot pretty fast, especially if I hold back on my joystick at the drop shot. You guys can see on the controller to the right side of the screen, I'm pulling back as I drop shot, and I'm able to drop a little bit faster. There used to be a glitch in the game that allows you to drop instantly, but that glitch has been patched, so now we just are kind of stuck with this. But if you do it right and the timing down right, then it is actually still very good. You guys probably see CDL pros do this all the time, and there is a good reason why. This is a very good move. Just keep in mind, if you do drop shot, be careful from other objects near you, because it will kind of push you forward when you go prone, and it might throw your aim off. But as long as you're in an open area like this, you want to jump around a corner, go ahead and drop shot, and you can get a really free kill if the player is not expecting it. Alright guys, now the next thing we'll talk about is something else that players don't really believe in anymore in Warzone 2, which is bunny hopping. I know bunny hopping got nerfed tremendously in the beginning of Warzone 2, but it's still somewhat useful. You can still technically bunny hop, it's just nowhere near as good as it was back in the beta. But if I want to shoot in this opening right here, if I was to do a successful bunny hop, I can actually get all the way behind this cover while still shooting. As you guys can see, I was able to do a nice little small jump, and I can get from here to here, which I'm basically fully concealed. To pull this off, all you want to do is jump around a corner, and as soon as your feet touch the ground, you want to press X or press A, depending on if you're playing on an Xbox or PS4 controller. And you want to get the timing down right. Don't just spam X. If you guys watch the controller, you guys see I'm not spamming X. I'm just pressing X one extra time, the perfect timing. It will take some time to get this down, but it's very worth it. Bunny hopping is actually still pretty effective in Warzone 2. And if I want to lay down shots there, I can just shoot while I'm jumping, and you guys can see, bam, I'm behind cover. I lay some shots down. That person probably just saw like a little bunny hop of me bouncing right there and behind cover. And because you're moving horizontal super fast, it's going to make it really hard for players to track you. Now, many of you guys might think that bunny hopping is not very useful, but it kind of is, only because straight speed in Warzone 2 is not that fast. So, you know, any speed that's faster than straight speed is always going to be useful. So if you are jumping sideways, you are moving faster than straight speed. So technically, it is very useful. It's much better than just trying to walk sideways. If you were to move one direction like this and just sort of like, you know, keep your head at head level, it'll be very easy for someone to kill you. Why did that glass just break? I don't know, ignore that. But yeah, it'll be really easy for someone to kill you. If you are jumping around, you're going to move much faster, and you're going to be moving up and down, which is going to make it hard for them to hit headshots. So for that reason, bunny hopping is still very good. Alright guys, now the next thing I want to talk about in today's video is dolphin diving. And not only dolphin diving, but being able to stand up very quickly after dolphin diving. When most players dolphin dive, they kind of just sit there and then they try to slow ADS, which takes forever. But if you guys actually do a cool little strategy, you can shoot much faster and it'll make it really hard for enemies to hit you. The way you do this is as soon as you dolphin dive, you want to go ahead and press X, and you're basically just going to stand right back up extremely fast. Now this is similar to bunny hopping, where you want to get the timing down, because if you do it too slow or too fast, it's not going to work. But if you actually dolphin dive and then press X, it's going to make it look like you are jumping to your other opponent. Even though you can't see it, you are going to be like doing this weird bunny hop in the air, and it's going to make it really hard for people to track you. You're going to go from a complete prone position to being basically like up here. You're not going to see it on your screen, but trust me, everyone else sees it. You're like way up here. So as soon as someone tries to aim down to adjust for the fact that you just drop shotted, you're already going to be like up in the air, which is going to make it very, very hard for them to track you. You guys might have seen people do this in the CDL a lot, and it's still actually a thing. So make sure you guys actually, take the time to learn this. It's very, very useful. But once again, I'm just going to drop shot and then press X, and I'm going to do a small little jump. Now, a way to do it a little bit quicker is by pressing circle XX. This is going to allow you to stand up a little bit faster and then jump right after by doing something like this, and then bam, hop. Very, very good. It's way faster than the other way, but it's not as easy. Once again, like I said before, if you don't play on Bumper Jumper Tactical or Claw, then it's going to be pretty hard for you guys to pull this one off. But if you guys do, then you guys are in luck, because you can do this really, really easily. This way is more effective and it's faster. You can actually see yourself jump after you touch the ground, so it's pretty good. Alright guys, so I do want to take a brief rundown of my settings just to show you guys what I'm using to actually execute a lot of these mechanics. First things first, I have my button layout set to default flipped. I do play Claw, like I said before, so I don't need to play on Bumper Jumper Tactical. If you guys don't play Claw, then it might be of you guys' best interest to probably switch your button layout. It might take a while to get used to it, but it's definitely going to be worth it if you guys really are trying to improve. Horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity does not really matter in the situation. You can use whatever, but right now I am on 2020 sensitivity. I am trying to make a future video on this sense, so I'm just goofing off with it right now. But the most important things for you guys is probably going to be around here, which is basically how fast you can dolphin dive and slide in Warzone 2. If you scroll all the way down to here where it says invert slide and dive behavior, it is going to allow you to tap circle to dive instead of having to hold circle to dive. So that entire tip that I just gave you guys on the whole, standing up really fast thing is going to be very useful with dolphin diving. And if you guys have played Warzone 2, you guys probably already know that diving is probably way better than sliding in Warzone 2. Sliding is basically useless unless you know how to slide cancel, and even with the slide cancel, it's just not as good as dolphin diving. So if you guys want to, you guys can invert that. I highly recommend it. I have been doing this basically since Warzone 2 dropped. But do keep in mind that if you do want to slide in Warzone 2, you would have to hold circle. It's not too long, maybe like, I guess, a second or a second and a half to actually pull off a slide. But like I said, no one usually slides that much in Warzone 2 unless you're slide canceling. So yeah, I would recommend you guys probably switch it to invert. Look at this, you can just tap circle and I'm diving. It's very, very fluid, and it's very good if you guys are trying to escape gas or just maneuver between different covers. I know a lot of you guys probably hate accidentally sliding instead of dolphin diving and then dying because you just pulling this super slow slide and someone shoots you. If you guys just tap circle, you just go right forward. And the last thing I want to talk about in today's video is snaking. This is actually something I've never talked about in Warzone 1 or in Warzone 2, but snaking is actually really good, and it's very important in Warzone 2. This right here is what we call a head glitch. It's something that you can just basically hide the majority of your body behind, and they can only really see your head. So if you are learning how to snake behind this, it's going to make it very difficult for players to hit you. All snaking is basically just pressing circle and X over and over again, or you can press circle and circle. You can kind of choose which one, but circle X usually works pretty well. It's much more fluid and it's easier to tap back and forth. So this right here is what it would look like if you guys were to snake in Warzone 2. And if you guys do un-ADS, you do crouch a bit faster like this. So if you do like this, you guys can see I'm moving much faster than I was when I was just doing this. This is more so the slow route, and this is the faster route, which is much better if you guys are trying to, basically break the emesis of your opponent. This is very useful. And it's probably one of the easiest things you guys can use, but it's also one of the most catastrophic things you guys can use to actually get really easy kills. But that's all there is for today's video. I do enjoy making breakdown videos like this. If you guys have any requests for future topics, make sure you guys comment them down below. If you guys feel like I might have missed something in today's video, or if you guys did not get a full understanding, then make sure you guys comment them down below as well. I will try to respond to as many comments as I can. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, love, and understanding always.